Let's be real. You want to touch her, right? To create that spark? But the fear of coming off as creepy or awkward is paralyzing. What if I told you that the right kind of touch is one of the most powerful unspoken signals of attraction, but 9 out of 10 guys get it completely wrong, killing the vibe instantly? You're talking, the conversation's flowing. Maybe you even get a laugh, but then your brain goes into overdrive. Should I touch her arm? Is now the right time? What if she tenses up? What if I misread everything? Sound familiar? You've probably replayed those awkward moments in your head. Maybe even felt that subtle pull away or seen that "please respect my personal space" look. It sucks, right? It knocks your confidence and makes you want to just keep your hands to yourself, potentially trapping you in the friend zone forever. You see other guys who seem to touch women so naturally, effortlessly building that physical connection, and you wonder what's their secret? How do they know? Well, the good news is it's not magic, it's psychology and calibration. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact science and art of touching a woman correctly. Forget cheesy lines, we're talking about the nonverbal language that screams confidence and creates genuine connection. You're going to learn the touch escalation ladder, a step-by-step progression from subtle, safe touches to potentially more intimate ones, reading her signals along the way. You'll understand when, where, and why certain touches work. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to use. Touch to amplify attraction, build comfort, and signal genuine interest, without ever being labeled that creepy guy. You'll know the difference between touch that attracts and touch that repels. Part 1. So, why is navigating physical touch so damn difficult for most guys? Often it boils down to a few key mistakes. 1. The too nice and hesitation trap. You wait too long, overthink it, and when you finally make a move, it feels awkward and forced because the moment has passed. Or worse, you never initiate any touch, signaling purely platonic interest. Friend zone, population, you. 2. The too soon invader. You misread the vibe and go for a more intimate touch, like a waist grab or lingering hand on the leg, way too early. This screams lack of social calibration and instantly triggers her defenses. Huge turnoff. 3. The wrong kind of touch. Using touches that feel clinical, parental, or overly dominant in the wrong context. Think the awkward side hug, the forceful shoulder grab, the interview handshake. Just being confident isn't enough if you don't know how to express that confidence through touch appropriately. And generic advice like break the touch barrier doesn't tell you how or when. How many potentially great connections have fizzled out because you didn't know how to bridge that physical gap naturally? How many times have you kicked yourself later thinking I should have? Do you feel like you're missing some crucial piece of the puzzle that natural guys just get? Isn't it frustrating to feel that chemistry, that spark, but be held back by the fear of making the wrong move? You want to show your interest physically, but the fear of rejection or making her uncomfortable holds you back? Look, if you continue to avoid touch altogether, you're essentially communicating, "I only see you as a friend." If you continue to touch awkwardly or inappropriately, you risk making her uncomfortable, labeling yourself as creepy, and shutting down any chance of attraction. Either way, you're preventing the connection from deepening. But here's the thing. It is possible to learn this. It's not about being sleazy or manipulative. It's about understanding nonverbal communication, respecting boundaries, and escalating smoothly based on her comfort level. It's about calibration. So, are you ready to learn the principles that separate the guys who make women feel comfortable and attracted from the ones who make them want to run? Let's break down the ladder. Part 2. Alright, forget guesswork. Let's dive into the practical framework, the touch escalation ladder. Think of it as levels you unlock, always checking her reaction before moving up. Level 1. Incidental and contextual touch. Breaking the barrier safely. Brief, seemingly accidental or functionally necessary touches, lightly brushing her arm as you pass, tapping her shoulder to get her attention in a loud place, handing her something where your fingers briefly touch. Examples. Hey, check this out. while briefly touching her forearm near what you're showing her. Passing napkins where your hands graze. Level 2. Playful and social touch. Building rapport and fun. Light, fun touches in safe zones. Upper arm, shoulder, maybe upper back briefly. Often linked to humor or shared moments. High five, fist bump, playful nudge on the shoulder after a joke. Brief tap on the arm when emphasizing a point she agrees with. Examples? Haha, exactly. Light tap on her upper arm, celebrating a minor shared win with a high five. Level 3, rapport building and comfort touch, showing connection. Slightly longer or more deliberate touches, still in safe zones conveying warmth or understanding. A brief touch on the upper back as you walk together. A hand briefly on her shoulder when she shares something slightly personal, guiding her gently by the elbow. Examples: I get what you mean, brief hand on shoulder. Gently guiding her through a doorway with a light touch on her upper back. Level 4, leading and protective touch. Signaling confidence and intent, use wisely. Touches that guide or gently assert presence. Hand on the small of her back to guide her through a crowd briefly, offering your hand to help her over an obstacle or out of a car. Examples: navigating a crowded bar with a quick, light hand, guiding her lower back. Offering a steady hand if she's walking on uneven ground. Level 5. More intimate touch. Requires clear green lights. Touches signaling clear romantic interest. Hand-holding, touching her knee, thigh, if context is appropriate and signals are strong. A longer, more intentional hug. Maybe tucking hair behind her ear, very context-dependent. Examples: if you're sitting close and the vibe is strong, maybe letting your hand rest near hers, testing for her reaction before attempting to hold it. A warm hug, goodbye that lingers slightly longer than purely platonic. Critical nuance. Calibration. Here's the absolute most important part. Calibration. At every level, watch her reaction. Does she lean in, relax, smile, maybe even touch you back? It's green light. Or does she tense up, lean away, give a tight smile, cross her arms? Red light. Back off smoothly, no big deal. Maybe drop down a level or pause touch. Her comfort is everything. This is about connection, not conquest. Never jump levels too quickly. Never force it. If you get a negative signal, respect it immediately. Being attuned to her comfort is attractive. Part 3. So, to recap the touch escalation ladder, start incidental, move to playful, build comfort, lead gently when appropriate, and only escalate further with clear positive signals. Always calibrate to her comfort level. It's a dance, not a checklist. And here's a final golden nugget. Your own state matters immensely. If you are relaxed, confident, and natural when you initiate touch, she's far more likely to perceive it positively. If you're nervous and hesitant, your touch will feel awkward no matter the level. Work on your own inner comfort and confidence. It translates directly into how your touch is received. Mastering this subtle art of touch is a true game changer. It moves interactions from potentially forgettable to memorable, from platonic to potentially romantic. Start practicing the early levels in your interactions, pay close attention to feedback, and build from there. You have the power to create better connections. Now, I want to turn it over to you. What's the biggest challenge you face when it comes to touching a girl you're interested in? Or which level of the touch ladder do you think you need to practice most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss. If this video gave you some valuable insights, do me a solid and hit that thumbs up button. It tells YouTube you liked it and helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on more practical psychology and dating advice for men. Alright guys, that's all for this one. Put this into practice responsibly. Stay confident, stay calibrated. I'll catch you in the next video.